I would like to begin with a story. It may or may not be true. It is buried on a moon of a planet in the Delta Quadrant, a device that was created by Satan himself. This particular device throughout history has caused many civilizations to become extinct for the simple fact they destroyed themselves. This particular device has the capability, every time you use it, to provide you with $10,000 of whatever currency you wish. The trade-off on using this particular device is that every time you use it, someone disappears throughout existence. So this particular device has the capability, every time you use it, to provide you with $10,000. Every time you use it, someone disappears throughout existence. Rule number one, you may be the one that disappears. Rule number two, anyone in your family can disappear. Children, mother, father, etc. My question to myself was, would you use it? Would you use it?
No. I don't want that karma.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. Universal law goes along with it.
It's almost inevitable that it's going to come back and affect you directly. That's just how I see things. If we're all connected and all of that, why wouldn't it affect us directly?
Yeah. How quickly would someone using that want to get to 1 million?
Oh my gosh, they'd sit there all day.
Right.
Think of people in this world. They sit there all day and just press the button,
and that you can take that, and right now we're at 7 million COVID cases in the United States of America. No one cares.
Until it affects them directly, no one cares.
Right. And
that's just how it is.
Yeah, no one gives a flying fuck about their neighbor. You just observe humanity. It's not affecting me. But what's happening with this COVID thing is that the universe is trying to speak. It is going to continue to speak until everyone listens.
All the natural disasters, it's very loud right now.
The COVID is nature. It is nature. Learn throughout time, you don't mock nature, and it is blatantly being mocked. No one cares.
I feel that they don't think they have any direct effect to it. There's no understanding of the connection of everything. And so it doesn't matter what I do because it doesn't affect anything. But the millions and millions of people mocking it, it's only going to get worse.
Talking about this device, would you use it? People are using the device every day. The United States government is a prime example of someone who's mocking the COVID-19. The supporters of that particular administration are mocking it. And now I'm observing those who at the beginning of it were wear a mask, wash your hands, who have now strayed from that and are mocking it in their own way.
For money.
Yeah, all for money. And to carry on like it's not going to affect you because you think you're untouchable.
Or there's no link or connection to you and some other human being.
Yeah. You have to understand that what is happening is happening for a reason.
These big natural disasters, whether it be weather, whether it be a virus, it's not just a happening. It's a message is the way I look at it. I mean, like, there's a reason it's happening. There's a direct connection with humans' behavior and the way the earth reacts.
Yeah.
Every time there's a lot of hate, there's always been hate and whatever going on, greed and all these things. But every time that seems to be heightening, I'm just wondering if anyone else notices that the earth starts catching on fire and flooding.
Yeah.
And all these other things, a virus. It's not a coincidence.
Yeah, and I don't know. I
don't know. That's just the way I see it.
Yeah.
I just find that there's a clear connection between what human beings are doing and what the earth reacts.
You got to start with the perception of faith. There are 8 billion different perceptions of the word faith. primarily with religion, when you ask someone, and I've been asked many times, do you believe in God? Well, what are you specifically asking me?
Yeah.
Do I believe in your perception of who God is? No, absolutely not.
How could you if everyone has a different perception?
That specific, do you believe in God? Why would you ask someone that question? How personal of a question is that? It's none of your business, first of all. Secondly, your perception of this existence and my perception of this existence are completely different. Therefore, your perception of who or what God is completely different than mine. Immediate freak out, because what they were seeking for even asking that question is, can you give me some validation? Faith, what is it? What isn't faith? I even feel that you should have your own definition of what faith is. And I think that it shall not be pushed on another. I think that if you need validation, you truly don't believe. I think to know thyself is to know God, to experience God. I think that my faith is that internal voice, whether it be a higher self of me, an angel, or God itself, whether that voice is guiding me in the right direction. And faith, to me, is putting blinders on, not listening to what anyone else says except that voice, and following the guidance, taking action, and living out a purpose that becomes something special. There's something all of us want to do. You yearn. And if you could do that, you'd never work a day in your life. Yet it would be a tremendous amount of work. But
you're fulfilling your purpose.
Right. There are so many different perceptions of faith. There are so many different perceptions of God. There are so many different perceptions of purpose.
I use this statement a lot. I mean, I completely agree with everything you're saying, but I'm like, I have faith that everything's good. I know it.
Sure. You have faith because you have an understanding.
Yeah, I truly, even with our conversation, I don't know if I can truly explain what I think faith is. I love what you said. I know I have my own version, but it's just one of those things that I don't really know if I can say what I even think it is. To me, faith is not whether or not God exists. It's different than that. I think it's interesting. Right now, I'm like, I don't know how I would define faith, but I use it because I know it means that I trust in the process.
And to dream big, to manifest big into reality, you have to think big. You have to feel big. You have to know that your purpose, if it calls for it, some purposes are worldwide. To prepare yourself for that type of environment, there's a lot of self-work you must do.
You also can't listen to what other people's definition of anything in life is. If it resonates with you and you know, you know.
If I had lived up to anyone else's expectations, it would have been too low.
How dare someone have expectations of another person?
Well, no, because that's what people do.
But that's what people do. Yeah. How weird. That's weird.
It's the weirdest fucking thing ever.
But it's so normal.
Yes, and normalized.
Why do you care?
And I'm going to say this. Those that have expectations for other people haven't met those expectations for themselves.
Trying to live through someone else when they're doing that, I think.
Yeah. Connection? Understanding. No connection? Faith. Where's the knowing thyself?
That's the thing, like the name of the episode, though. You gotta have faith. I think you gotta have faith and trust in the process. That's what I think faith is. I think
that's where the word faith belongs. I think that's exactly...
You gotta have faith. Yeah, I think you gotta have faith that
whatever
you have to have faith in yourself.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you one thing. You gotta have faith on day one, but most importantly, you have to have faith on the 5-year anniversary of day one. And that faith has to be not only equally strong, it's got to be 5 years into it strong. And the cool part is you can stop at any time and enjoy the comfortable chaos. Or you can be the chaos. You can affect the world. One human being can affect the entire world. That's how important each of us are. Imagine if a third of the world right now understood how powerful they were. None of the shit that we are experiencing right now would exist.
But in order for that to happen, each person would have to
To
face the shit, look at themselves, go within.
To change the world, you must change yourself.
I really feel that each person has a specific purpose.
Yeah. That specific purpose of that individual could eventually shift the entire world, and or it could shift an individual who eventually becomes president of the United States. Tupac said, "I'm not here to change the world, but I guarantee you that I'll spark the mind of someone that will." And that, my friends, is the gospel according to Pac.